All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 301 of Lunch Therapy. Yes, last Tuesday, we celebrated episode 300, and now we're on the road again. We're back on the road, and we got an interview Friday here that can't be beat. We have an excellent gentleman here who's multi-talented. You're going to be really amazed by this guy if you don't know about him already. His name is Aaron Dalla Villa, and he is an impressive person, and we're going to learn a lot about what it is to be him. But first, we're going to take a breather. We're going to do 3 deep breaths while Aaron is in the green room with Boney. Hopefully he's not getting too high with Boney, because Boney's got the really strong weed, and that can be a real problem sometimes. So in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Yeah, there's cars coming after me. Let it go. Shake it out. One of the things we want to remember to do is to hold that breath in and get that oxygen throughout our body, and make sure that it goes down deep in your lungs. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Aaron's never been here before, so he doesn't really know what it is, the experience of lunch therapy. So we're gonna give him that full experience today, the full Monty. No, not the full Monty. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. So Aaron started out as a ballet dancer. He's from Suffolk, Virginia. He also, he's an actor. Very good actor. He's in a movie that's coming out next week, I believe. It's called Alpha Rift. I'm going to show you the trailer, and then we're going to get right into the interview Friday with Aaron Dalla Villa. Villa? I don't know. He's going to tell me. Here we go.
It's fucking hilarious.
Now we're in. So get what you came for. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, this stuff must be priceless.
There are things in here you don't want to mess with.
Let me tell you a story. There were 4 noblemen, sworn guardians against the devil's apostles, pure evil souls that possess the bodies of mortal men. And the only way to stop them are 4 magic helmets with the power to open the rift between our world and purgatory. The Alpha Rift. It's a simple fairy tale.
But it's more than just the blood in your veins. You've been groomed for this your whole life, whether you knew it or not.
Sounds like you have it all worked out.
What if I told you the stories you grew up with were all true? Your father, that helmet, you, they're all connected.
Lovely. Let's get started.
I've always known that there was something deep down inside, more than just the memory of my father.
You have to feel what your body's telling you and go with it.
Time out.
There is no time out.
But I need a reset.
What?
You are the heir of Geldemore!
Put on the helmet!
We tested you. We had to be sure
Sure of what?
that this is your destiny.
I like the sound of that.
Let's do this!
Yeah! That looks awesome! Welcome, Aaron Dalla Villa. to the show.
What's up, man? What's going on?
It's great to see you.
I love this intro that you got going on. This meditating and breathing. I had to take a minute. I was with you, man. I love this. I love what you're doing, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a little weird, but I think it's helpful. We started this thing when the COVID just started, and we were like, dude, man, we got to freaking breathe here, or we're not going to get through this shit. And, so I'm glad you understand.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah. So anyway, it's great to have you on the show. It's just what a gift it is. You're a real go-getter, I can tell. You are you're happening. And that's the way we are around here. We don't fucking take prisoners, man. And
no, man. We ain't gonna let no pandemic get us down. We're going out there, gonna make it happen.
That's right. So this movie that's coming out, when's it coming out? Next week? Is it? Alpha Rift?
It is actually out.
It is?
The UK.
Oh, it's in the UK.
It's in the UK. For some reason, the international distribution is November 12th, which is today.
Today?
The US is going to be next week, the 19th.
Okay. So we have a viewer here today, Mark Strignell, who's a musician out there in London, so he can see it. And where can he see it?
Heck if I know, man. Let me double check. They don't tell me anything, man.
You can see it everywhere, I believe. Mark says it's in the UK. Cool. He'll check it out. He'll find it. Just Google it. What is your Google broken?
Hold on. Alpha Rift movie. What's Google? What is that?
Googling your own movie. I heard it was going to be like on Apple TV and Amazon and all the different places, right?
On Apple TV.
That's the way everything goes these days. It just goes out to everything. Like us right now, we're going to Facebook, we're going to YouTube, we're going to Twitch, we're going to Twitter. It's the way media is these days, and it goes to movie theaters or whatever. Tell me something about the movie, and then I want to talk about you. And
awesome.
So tell me what's the movie about? Is it like Dungeons and Dragons with the guy from Aliens, Bishop from Aliens?
Yeah, so think of it as a so basically it's about a guy, Nolan Parthmore, who runs a game shop with his friends, and he finds out that his destiny is to take over this modern day night society and fight supernatural evil that is coming after the lineage of his bloodline, his father. So it's coming after him. So he's taken in by the dude from Aliens to join this society, and he's resistant. So it's got all the makings of an 80s original indie superhero movie.
I love it. And those game shops, I hung around those game shops when I was a kid. We played D&D. We had 20-sided die and all that stuff. How about you? Did you ever play Dungeons and Dragons as a kid?
I didn't as a kid. I actually got into it and started playing Dungeons and Dragons after I did one of my first movies, Pledge, which is now on Hulu.
Oh yeah, it's great. Pledge.
Oh, thank you.
On Hulu.
Thank you.
Yeah, you play like such a, I don't know, world-hated character.
Really hated. Yeah, very much hated.
Yeah.
But, so that's on Hulu's.
Sorry, I didn't mean to diverge onto that, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so tell me.
So that's on Hulu.
Yeah.
And Pledge, and that was when I got into D&D, and then this movie Alpha Rift kind of lit a fire in me to play more D&D, and now me and the Alpha Rift cast with the director, we actually play D&D once a week. We're doing the Frost Maiden campaign right now.
Really? God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Can I play a little bit of that video that you did? The D&D video?
Yeah, of course. Go for it. Oh my gosh, go for it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So this is cool. Okay. We're going to the internet here for a second, and we're going to play this video. Just a little bit of it. Let me get there's the 20-sided die right there. D20.
D20, yeah.
So
On the
cool.
money, go.
Last Starfighter vibe.
You
That's
counted
cool.
with this one, Vickers. Yeah, you did. Yeah. I am Nolan Parthmore. Master with the sword. I'm a legend on the board. Bloodline of the Lord. Got the more. So done. I run the game store.
Now I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the video.
Hey. Right here.
Yeah. I gotta steal some of your moves. Totally stealing those.
I'm silent like the assassin.
With a face like a cherubim, no need to roll twice.
All right, we're moving out of this for a second.
Nice.
Everybody can watch that. Everybody can watch that on YouTube on your channel. You got your own channel, right? Is that what that's on?
Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah,
about this.
yeah.
Was this part of the movie, or was this something that you made as an extra thing, or what?
This was something. You know what's funny is that I like to make songs based on characters that I do.
Yeah.
And I went to Dan and I said, hey, I got this concept idea. And little did I find out that the guy who plays Vickers in the movie is basically Dr. Dre. And he cut out this fresh beat for us. And I was like, yo, let's do a song. And
That's
then I
awesome.
collaborated writing the lyrics with our DM, Adam Danoff, who was stunt coordinator and sound on Alpha Rift, who's very knowledgeable, more knowledgeable about D&D than me. And then we just made something dope. So, and then Dan was like, and that's the game store that we use in the movie. And we said, screw it. Let's make a D20 music video because you know what, Joel?
What?
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? When I saw it, I was like, what the hell? Is this like part of the movie or what? Because it seems so integrated into it. And I guess it was because it was in that game shop. So you started out as a ballet dancer, right? I mean, obviously you got some dance moves, you got some control of your body. What happened? How did you become a ballet dancer from Suffolk, Virginia? A lot of ballet dancers there?
None. My sisters were dancers. They danced in a local competition dance team. And if anything knows about competition dancers, it's very much about the flash and the costume and the sequence and these plastic trophies that we idolize. That's just
I love
BS,
that.
you know?
I love plastic trophies.
No, I know. These parents are spending so much money to put these kids in these little wooden auditoriums for these little plastic awards, right?
Yeah,
It's just all the hype and the BS. But anyway, so my sisters were dancers. I was a musician first. I played the tenor saxophone in middle school into high school. And then my mom was like, they need a guy for the dance team. And I did a little hip hop and stuff. So I said, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm not doing ballet. I did ballet and I was like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah.
Because then I found Nijinsky. I found Barishnikov. I found all the great male dancers and I was like, yo, that's dope. So
yeah, these people are so athletic too. They're just so, head and shoulders above a lot of athletes out there. And,
the place where I put my energy, I think that was most of it. I had a lot of energy growing up. I still do. And I just put it there. And then next thing I know, I started getting into the Governor's School for the Arts, which is the more classically trained dancers, ballet and modern and stuff. And then that fell into working with companies and then that fell into acting. So
wow. Tell me, you literally fell into acting, right? Tell me the story about how you fell into acting.
So I was hanging out with a friend from Nashville, Tennessee that I used to hang out with. He was in Chicago. I was dancing with a ballet company for a bit. And what I did was I think we got a little drunk one night and I decided to hop a turnstile. So guys, make sure you pay your fares. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you pay your fares. Never try to hop a turnstile. I sprained my ankle and this other company that I'd been auditioning for that I wanted to work with as well hit me up the next day. And they were basically like, hey, we want you immediately. But I was on crutches and I was like, I can't help.
No.
And they were like, we need someone immediate. So I went back to where I was staying in Chicago, heartbroken. I was like, oh, crap, what do I do? And I said, F it, I'll act.
Of course.
I hopped on Craigslist. Well, because you know what? You got to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So I hopped on Craigslist and I said, you know what? Let's make it happen. I hopped on Craigslist and I found I mean, Craigslist is a very reputable place for
Of
great
course.
acting.
The great
That's a
place
joke.
to find all the roles.
Right, exactly. So I had to sift through to find the right role, and I ended up finding something. It was
Nice.
this god awful dinner theater show, but you know what, man? One thing led to another.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. So that wasn't the only time you fell. You also
Yeah.
fell through the ice sometime too, right?
Woo! Well, that was me just being a moron, thinking
Really?
that I could walk on ice, and well, I'm surprised you found that. You found
Oh
that.
yeah, I know some stuff. I know some stuff about you.
Yeah, don't let your ego get the best of you would be my advice. So basically, I was hanging out with this girl. We were doing cats in Minneapolis.
Mhm.
No, not Minneapolis. In Tennessee, I think. No, we were doing it at Indianapolis, Indiana. Yep, we were doing cats at Beef and Boards Dinner Theater. And during one of our off days, we decided to, go for a walk in the park near Eagle Creek, leave our phones in the car, disconnect, get into nature, all that stuff. And I got a little cocky and started walking on the ice and kept
Oh
walking
man.
and walking and walking and fell. And luckily, people ran through on the path and had a phone and called 911, and I was pulled out of the ice.
Oh
So,
my God. Was there a moment where you thought you were done for?
oh yeah, I thought it was over.
I think I
I
think what I heard from you, maybe it was in another interview or something, where you would like turn purple.
Yeah, I
Oof.
was I was basically purple by the time they got me into the ambulance. I was
God.
convulsing, and they gave me the saline solution. The cop comes up and he's like, "Hey, I should give you a ticket, but I think you learned your lesson." So I was like, "Yep, totally."
My
So
God.
that was definitely the one of the most scariest days of my life. And then I had to do 2 shows the next day as Mr.
Oh,
Mistopheles, heavy dance track. And let me tell you something, man. I lived those
I
shows.
bet
I
you
gave
did.
110% because I had a new lease on life.
There's a thing that we had a guy on here who was a monk, and he was talking about
Mm,
how you should kind of envision yourself as already dead, and then see
mm,
what happens after that. Like they sit. He was saying that he's studying Buddhism, and he sat next to his mother's grave for a long time, and he suddenly had this epiphany that we're all going to be dead. And when you
mm.
realize that, all of a sudden you have a completely new lease on life. Have you ever
Yeah.
experienced that, or do you think you experienced that in that moment?
I don't I think I experienced in that moment. I didn't hit me till years later
Hmm.
because I am getting older, and in my life now, I'm basically and I talk about this in interviews now. We are all going to die. That
Yeah,
is inevitable.
for
We are going
sure.
to
We may not believe it, but it's going to happen.
That is a fact. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So please, God, go do what you want to do with this
Yeah.
life. And I literally, that's why I wake up with a new lease on life every day. And I say, I got to go get it. I got
You
to
got
go
it.
get it. I got to go make something happen with myself. You know what? You're always going to have critics, people are not going to like what you do. People are going to like what you do. It doesn't matter. The fact that you get up and do it
Yeah.
sets you apart from the people who do not.
That's so true. I was Denis Fay down here. He's the nutrition nerd. He is a nutrition expert. I think he's at Beachbody still, and he says Anicca equals impermanence, which I think is what we were talking about. I think it must be the Buddhist thing. It is impermanence. That everything is not permanent. And as soon as you kind of realize that, there's a certain kind of freedom. I was saying, doesn't that make you feel really stressed out that the whole world is melting around you and you're melting as well?
It
But,
can. I
but
think it depends on your mentality. Like,
yeah,
for example, I'm on set right now and I'm shooting this new movie, and
yeah,
I'm working with Dan Lance again, and he's asked me to come on and second AD when I'm not acting in the
yeah.
project. So I've got a couple days on set playing this character, and then he wants me to AD. And I can't tell you the
Wow.
best thing for an actor is to work the other side of camera as
Yep,
well. Get
yep,
in the crew, really bust your ass, because you start seeing the whole thing. And I've worked as an AD before and producer and stuff, but I'm seeing more stuff than I've ever seen before, because the quality of the work, because of the size of the budget, because we're working with name talent and stuff. So I'm seeing more than I've ever seen before. And it's all about your mentality. I've got people that when I come to them and say, hey, do you have this? And she's like, well, they didn't give me whatever. So I said, listen, you're talking in problems. I need you to talk in solutions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't do anything. Complaining or whatever and stuff doesn't solve the problem. And in film, you don't have time. When I think of a movie, the director goes to war with his army. And it's like, are you with me?
Or her army. Or her army.
Yeah, with the army. And it's like, are you with me or not? And we just got to battle. We have to do these battles every day. And the bigger scenes, the bigger the battle. And we got to have all hands on deck, and we got to keep.
I find that the greatest people to work with are the people that you ask them to do something and they don't come right back at you saying this doesn't, like you're saying, with a problem. They come right back at you with a problem. And it's like, well, I asked you to do this thing and maybe you can overcome the problems, because otherwise I'll just do it, And
I agree. And you know what? Here's a secret. Like, if everyone was more focused on trying to make themselves look great, the project would be amazing. Because if let's say for example, my job is second AD, so I want to make myself look the best. I'm going to do the best job I can at second AD. If my job as an actor and I want to look awesome, my job is to give the best performance that I can. If everyone had that mentality, the project would be great.
Yeah. Do you think that, first of all, I want to commend you for being somebody who's working in film, working in television pretty consistently, and you are being a second AD, because a lot of actors don't get the big picture, especially when they're younger, and they say, no way, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? And they miss an opportunity. And I think that's really, and you're already seeing what that opportunity is. And part of that opportunity is gratitude, because when you're on a set as an actor, you get treated in a particular way, mainly because they want to make sure that you don't get psyched out. It's a very stressful job. They want to make sure you have everything that you need. And so they kind of coddle you a little bit. So you get this false impression that you are like above everybody else. Some people get that impression when we're all just like doing the thing together, and the thing doesn't happen if none of us are here. If any one of us is not there, it doesn't happen properly. So being on the other side of it, I imagine you really get an idea and a real gratitude for what's being done to put you on set and put you on film.
Bro, acting ain't shit compared to people who working on the crew.
Oh my God, yeah.
The work in acting is auditioning.
Yeah.
Once you get the job, it's a vacation. Your job, once you get the job, show up on time, know your lines, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
That's it.
Yeah.
We
got a question from Mark. He says, what's a second AD?
A second AD is the second assistant director. So they're the liaison between set and base camp, while the first AD is basically all on set, shadowing the director, basically.
There's a great interview with Dave Vengus on Lunch Therapy, who's a first AD, and he breaks all that down. It's really, really quite interesting. I highly recommend it. Okay, I'm going to show a clip from Pledge. And this is a movie where you guys are frat guys, and basically these pledges come to join, and it's a horror movie, essentially. I mean, when it comes down to it. Denis Faye says, the guy behind the guy, or the girl behind the girl. So that's the second AD. They have very specific duties, though. But okay, so here we go. This is a guy that is maybe not the most likable character. He's the kind of the villain. And we're going to take a look at you jumping into this role. Here we go. We'll be down at the bottom.
Meet Maxwell Peterson.
There he is.
Oh, call me Max. What's your name?
Ethan.
Nice to meet you. Don't touch fucking...
Sorry.
I thought I told you not to touch the door. I'm sorry, Ethan.
I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault. I asked her to show me where the bathroom is. I apologize.
That's great. It's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's just, we keep our valuables down there, and so don't touch the door.
Okay. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. You guys want a drink?
Yeah.
Great. Cool. Lead the way. Let me show them where the drinks are.
Oh,
Nice.
I only
Yeah.
showed a little clip of that, but there's later on you get into. Oh, sorry that I only showed a little bit of it, but they might ban me from the internet or something if I show too much of the film. But the thing is, when you approach a character like this, and I don't know what your opinion of the character is, but what kind of opinion can you have opinions about the character when you take on a role like this?
I mean, you can know that, yeah, this guy's a total asshole, but ideally, no. Do not judge your character.
Do not judge
You
your
have
character.
to believe that what they are doing is the right thing.
Yeah.
You gotta believe it.
You had some great little fight scenes in this thing. Do you feel like your ballet training has helped you with your fight training as well?
100%.
Yeah.
1000%. My fight training, also in Alpha Rift, like
Yeah.
I had fight training in, Pledge, Alpha Rift, all that stuff when it comes to camera and choreography. That's all choreography. My ballet training, I can pick up stuff like that.
I bet. So choreography.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay,
train?
ready to go.
Do you train it for fight choreography, that kind of stuff, or just on the set, or how do you do it?
Oh, yeah. If I know I'm going to be doing a super physically intense stuff, I'll hit the gym. I'll make sure that I stay physically in shape, whatever it takes to make sure that I'm fully ready for that.
Okay, here's the big question. How do you keep mentally in shape? How do you keep your mind right?
You got to find moments of decompression. You got to find your zone, whether it's through music, whether it's through meditation, or whether it's to communication. You got to keep the open line of communication. You got to stay grounded. That's the biggest thing. Stay grounded.
Yeah. And how do you think being a second AD helps you stay grounded? Do you think what other things that help you stay in there?
It's what's really interesting is that, like, when you're second AD, it can get really stressful because you can be surrounded by people, especially if you're running behind and stuff. So it's a challenge to then just stay grounded. What being a second AD has made me realize is, as an actor, how much more admiration I have for the crew.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what made me as an actor is be like, yeah, your part is like, when I'm working on the crew side, the last thing I care about is the actor's performance. Especially my position. If I was directing, of course I care about the director's performance. But for me being the second AD, I just want to get them out, get the shot, and go to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You have to be thinking ahead. You have to be thinking ahead.
Exactly.
You went to acting school at the Atlantic Theater? Is that where you went?
Yeah, I went to Atlantic Acting School. Yes.
I'm interested in that because I remember hearing about when they, I guess it was David Mamet who was on WTF, the podcast, and he was talking about how they started Atlantic Theater. And he, in his book, he talks about acting almost like it's a talent and you either have it or you don't. What kind of training do they have there at the Atlantic Theater?
They do this Mammoth thing, which focuses on the biggest thing. It's got a couple steps on it. David Mamet developed this thing. I think it's personally a little too heady because he comes from a writer background. But what I will agree with him is that it's all about finding what the writer's trying to communicate. Mm-hmm. As an actor, if you can find out what the writer is trying to communicate, you're in great shape because that's what it's all about. It's a great script. If you have a great script, you got a great script. If you don't have a great script, you don't have a great script. So you got to make it work. So
that makes a lot of sense. As far as actors go in auditioning, like I think a lot of times actors think I have to be the most unique. I have to be the bring the thing that nobody else brings, that kind of thing. But really what they're looking for is, can you tell a story that we put on the page here? Are you going to be able to do that?
Dude, everybody, they overthink this shit. Like everyone's like this new acting class, this new guru, blah, blah, blah. And most of them are bullshitters, by the way, guys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it's all about being a human. If I could break down what acting is, it's just be a human and tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Tell the story.
That's cool. What about your music? Do you think your music is, there's something about dance and music that obviously there's rhythm. Do you think that there's a rhythm to acting as well? Rhythm to a film?
Oh, absolutely. Especially depending on the scene that you're working in. I mean, what's the rhythm in Aaron Sorkin's movie? They tend to be fast, or Paul Thomas Anderson's, they tend to be slower.
Are you a fan of Paul Thomas Anderson?
I am.
Me too.
I am. Yeah, one of my favorite movies, There Will Be Blood.
Oh yeah, what I really like is Magnolia. I don't know if some people love it, some people hate it, but I just something about the way that
Any great thing has polarizing opinions.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I really think things have polarizing opinions. Listen, the bottom line is when I first started, I remember getting my first bad review. And listen, I know a lot of people are not going to like Alpha Rift. They're going to call it cheesy. They're going to call it whatever. But you know what? It knows what it is. Like, I believe this is a gamer movie for a younger audience. It's an indie superhero movie. So look at what we did with an indie budget and imagine what we could do with a bigger budget. And I really think it's going to find its niche.
What about you? Do you write? Are you putting together any kind of projects yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote music. I put out a couple songs. That hasn't been my focus. I am working on a project for me to star in right now. I'm on the third draft of it right now. I am working with a writer. So we're doing writing back and forth. Right now, he's got the ball. He's on the third draft. Once that's done, I'm going to take a look at it. And if I think it's ready to go, I'll come in, do some punch-ups on it. Then we're going to send it to Scriptapalooza. We're going to make sure that we get into really good shape to where
What's Scriptapalooza? What is that?
Scriptapalooza is a place that you can send your scripts to get scored and reviewed by reviewers so that you can kind of gauge from a third-person perspective, hey, is this movie ready to make or not? Because as we all know, it's all about the script. If you have a bad script, you're going to have a bad movie.
It's so true. Do you trust Scriptapalooza? That's one that you can trust, you think? I mean, some of these, these like places you send and you pay them money and then they don't really do anything. It's like a script contest or something like that. And it's a bunch of bullshit. But this Scriptapalooza?
Blacklist or Scriptapalooza are the two that I'm most referred to. I do know the guy at Slated, so that's another option. But yeah, those are the two that I'm told that most people use. And I trust the opinions of these people who tell me.
That's cool. I'm going to play another clip here from Seth Meyers because I think it's interesting.
Hey.
I'm not going to defy Immortan Joe's orders. Paint me up, boys!
Great, actually, I'm so happy that you brought up the war paint.
You're the worst.
Oh, I know. I'm the buzzkill here. But do we have to paint our bodies white every single morning?
It is a tribute to Immortan Joe. He is the one who grabbed the sign!
He is the one who grabbed the sign!
I heard it when he said it. You know what's scary? Everybody want to hear what's scary? Climate change.
But last year you were calling it global warming.
Haven't you died yet?
That's hilarious. Yeah, tell me about that. What was it like working on that show? What is that sketch about?
That was cool. That was based on, did you ever see Mad Max Fury Road?
Yes. I love it.
Yes. So those are the war boys. The war boys who have to gasoline, man, Immortan Joe.
That's a crazy movie. That was insane, that movie.
It was great. And Seth Meyers comes in and he's kind of supposed to be like the voice of reason. And he's like, guys, why are we doing this? Why do we have to do this thing? Can we be civilized here? That kind of thing. Because they're just ridiculous in the movie. They're like blood transfusions and spray painting their mouths and ready to die and just crazy.
That's so funny. Yeah, that movie, it was interesting because the plot was basically we go there and we come back. That was basically the plot. Yep. But it was so exciting to watch. And I love it when they had the guy with the guitar out in front of on the front of the vehicle.
It made no sense at all.
Yeah, no sense at all.
I think he was the morale booster. Like literally. Didn't make sense at all.
Mark says maybe Tommy Wiseau should have used Scriptapalooza. Do you know about that guy?
Oh, yeah,
he made a perfect film.
Tommy Wiseau, The Room. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
You can make a movie so bad that it's actually brilliant.
That's a definite.
Guys, here's the thing. When you make a movie, just don't be boring. Don't be boring. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, man. I've seen Oscar movies and it's like, yeah, wow, what an amazing performance.
Yeah.
I'll watch the movie once.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'll see a movie that people think is god awful, but I'll see it 10 times because it's just so fun to watch. So don't believe any of the hype. The Room is a masterpiece, and that guy made bank off of it. So who's laughing now?
There were years where that billboard was in LA. You'd see it all the time. Room and his face on it.
Nobody knows how
everybody's like, what the hell is that?
To make the movie. He is the biggest conundrum.
Like a mystery.
We don't know. We don't know. But
So
you know
funny.
what? Good for him. He got a movie made. Do you know how many people in LA and whatever? Oh, yeah, I got a script, man. Yeah, it's great. I'm talking to Jason Blum and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their projects will never get made or they're full of shit. You know what? You got your project made. Wow.
Yeah. You know, that's the other thing, too, is people are so in their way about, because we have our idea of what a perfect film is in our head, and we don't really, sometimes people don't feel like they're going to live up to their own expectation, or they criticize other people's stuff so much that they will never make their own thing. And I've seen person after person like this in Hollywood, and it's just a sad situation, you know?
Yeah, you will never be criticized by someone above you. That's all I'm saying.
Ray Scanlon is here. Ray Scanlon is a comedian out of Missouri, and it's good to see you. Ray's a really hilarious guy. He's really hilarious. He commands TikTok, tells jokes all the time on TikTok. Okay, so this is I'm going to show a little video of you. This is your athletic dance reel. Check it out.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. I better turn the music down.
Now, let's go.
Looking cool, man. This is from, I'll have to ask you about that one.
That is
wow. Whoa. Dude.
Yeah.
That's from Pledge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old school. That new Dino Charge, whatever, Power Rangers does not hold a candle music-wise to the classic.
I better turn the music down because otherwise I'm going to get banned or we won't be able to show it or I'll have to cut it out. This is so cool, man. I'm going to play something else. I don't know.
That's
maybe.
just about leverage.
Yeah. Oh, terrible music. This is so cool.
I like it. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah,
nice.
right. Maybe.
Ballet in the studio. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Come on.
Look at him go.
There we go. Double four. Yeah.
There's the fencing.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. There you
go.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Break dancing. That is super rad. I think all actors. Oh, now I gotta turn the music off. I think all actors should take dance. All actors
100%.
should take as many classes as they can and as many disciplines as possible. Well, I mean, this has been super fun. I think we're gonna have to end the show now, but it's been great having you on, dude. Dude, I want to end it with a segment. I got this segment. Well, first of all, at the end of the show, we play a YouTube person who plays a cover song, and we dance. Okay. So. Okay. People in the chat room want us to have a little bit of a dance off, and they know that I've got some mad dance skills. So we'll be dancing around. So let's bring it, dude. Okay, so I got a great song, one of my favorite songs. I don't know if you know this song, but it's the Led Zeppelin song. All right, let's get this thing going. All right, here we go. Thing happening. All right. Bigger. I gotta make it bigger. You can do whatever you do.
We come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs blow. The hammer of the gods that drive our ships to new lands, to fight the horde, singing and crying. Valhalla, I am gone.
Immigrant Song. Yeah, I love it.
We come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs blow. How soft your fields so green.
My head's a fella.
Whisper tales of gore, of how we calmed the tides of war. We are your overlords. Always we wait, listen our only goal will be the last action.
Thanks for being on the show. This has been super fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Aaron Dalla Villa on the show for Interview Friday. We'll catch you later.